There was a name that was being chanted in TD Garden. Derek White. Derek White. Derek White. Not Jaylen Brown, who led the team in 29 points last night. Not Jason Tatum, who had a very inefficient and unimpressive
Not Kristaps Porzingis.
double-double. Not Kristaps Porzingis, who was out. But the bald assassin himself, who drained 7 threes en route to a 25-point performance, 9 of 16 shooting. The 29-year-old made at least 5 threes in each of Boston's last 3 games, the first time he'd done so in his NBA career. This is what makes the Celtics so good, right? Yes, we have 3 guys who are all NBA players. They're all NBA type players. Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, and 3 at their best, or 3 of the best at their respective positions. But when one of those guys is having an off night or out with an injury, then one of those other guys steps up. Derek White, Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard, or even Luke Cornett did a great job to fill in for Kristaps Porzingis, where he had 2 blocked shots, forced misses by Mitchell and Evan Mobley, super tight defense. And this is all, and he matched his playoff career high in rebounds at the halftime. And so he's doing rim rocking by dunking and dishing out passes. And he looks great. He did a really good job at just playing the role he was supposed to play, stepping in. And this is what makes the team so good. Yes, I know the Celtics in the past choked it out. They're supposed to win the finals in 2022. They weren't supposed to lose to the Heat last year. They're supposed to go to the finals last year. And yes, I understand that. But this year is just a little bit different because of the additional pieces that are around. These guys step up when other guys aren't having great games. And I know as a Celtics fan that Jason Tatum he's very inconsistent, especially in the playoffs. That's just the person he is. Jaylen Brown steps up a lot of the times. He's a great player. He's a reason he got a contract this offseason. But when someone's having an off night, one of these guys like Derek White steps up and fills in those shoes. And the Cavs are going to have a really, really hard time dealing with all these guys. Because if all 3 of them are on, or 2 of them on, plus a role player guy, I know they didn't really have a shot before, but it's not going to look very good. And Donovan Mitchell had himself a game, right? 33 points, 12 of 25 shooting. But the rest of the Cavs team played really poor shooting, 38.5% from the floor, 22.6 from 3. A lot of missed shots and opportunities from a Cavs team that had quite a few wide open chances from 3. Cleveland went 2 for 30 on threes after halftime and scored just 55 points over the final 3 quarters when it was generally competitive after the first. So what do the Cavs have to do to maybe get a little momentum going here? Or is this one that you kind of already want to put a bow on and put under the Christmas tree?
This is why Jason Tatum can't get any MVP consideration, because it doesn't even really matter. Like, whether he plays good, whether he plays bad, it doesn't matter. They're just going to continue to roll. I'm much more excited to talk about can the Cavs win a game?
Yeah.
And I mean, win a game, not the whole thing where the Celtics played like shit and Miami won a game because the Celtics played like shit. Can the Cavs beat them?
Yeah.
Can Mitchell go for 50? You know what I mean? Can one of those crazy things happen to make this worth anything? Because the only I've mentioned this to you maybe 5 or 10 times now, quite often, obviously. The only thing that concerns me just a bit is that the Celtics won't be tested when they get to the finals against maybe the Timberwolves or against Shea's Oklahoma City Thunder, former Los Angeles Clipper, by the way, for all those haters. That's the only thing the only thing that is even worthwhile watching is if the Celtics can be tested a little bit, because they have a tough series in front of them if it's New York. Not tough as in I think it'll go 7, just tough and they may beat New York 4-1 or 4-0, but every night they're going to get punched in the mouth with the Knicks' best efforts. So yeah, I just think it would behoove them to get tested a little bit in the series. Maybe, like I said, Mitchell can go nuclear one game just to kind of make them realize it's not going to be as easy as they think it's going to be, because otherwise, the Eastern playoffs right now are going to be a little bit of a snooze. So yeah, I'm putting a bow on it.
And the Cavs need to hit their open shots, man. There was a lot of times where they would pass two guys wide open. I'm like, damn, that's in, and it's just miss after miss after miss, and I'm like, dude, this is bad. I mean, they
Well,
need to take advantage of the defensive mistakes that the Celtics give you, because it's not going to happen very often. If you're not going to take advantage of those mistakes, you're not going to even get close. I mean, the whole first quarter offensively, Jaylen Brown didn't miss from the floor outside of the last minute try to hit a buzzer beater from half court, where it bounced off of the rim. So he didn't miss. And these guys, 19 of the Celtics' first 21 came from Jaylen Brown or Derek White, who these guys are just taking over the game, right? And when stuff does eventually slow down, because the Celtics do slow down, because guess what? The ISO ball doesn't work constantly. There's times where we kind of lull ourselves to sleep, and then teams come back. It happens constantly. You have to take advantage of the defensive mistakes we give you. If you're not, the game's over. And I know that you're playing without Jared Allen. I know that's really important for you guys. It allowed us to go 16 from 25 in the paint, and having that additional paint presence would maybe take away some of those advantages. But we're also missing Porzingis. So it's just, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where the Celtics haven't ran any type of like recognizable offense all year. Like they really don't run any type of offense, and they just continue to win. It's just one of those things that I don't know. I mean, the Cavs tanked towards the end of the regular season because they wanted to set up an easy first round matchup, or an easier first round matchup. Well, congratulations. You won your first round. You sold your playoff tickets. Now what? Like what comes next? You know what I mean? Like what's the game plan here to win a game or two against the Celtics? You got to show us something. Otherwise, what was the point of the tank in the first round?
Yeah.
The injuries suck. The injuries are overshadowing the NBA playoffs right now. It sucks for everybody, but there's injuries every year. It's just a part of professional sports. So
yeah, absolutely. That's why having a deep bench is super duper important, And the same thing, so the keys to the game, ending this one off, is, again, Cavs need to hit their open shots and and take advantage of the defensive mistakes that the Celtics end up having. And Jason Tatum on the other side he needs to have a better game, either more efficient, high volume of scoring. He needs to have something better coming up on the game, which I believe is tomorrow. So it needs to be better. At the end of the day, that's the keys for both teams.
Well, the crazy thing is he really doesn't even have to be.
He doesn't have to be, but it's important for him.
They'll probably be fine anyway. And then the thing is even if the Knicks make it through, like they're going to be running a 7-man rotation against one of the deepest teams in the NBA right now, the Celtics. So that's really not going to matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but holy hell, man, if we get Ant versus Tatum in the finals, like,
oh yeah.
You know what was really important? The Miami Oklahoma City Thunder finals. It was really important that Miami was in the finals because it shed the light on Durant and Russell Westbrook at the time, these young up and coming stars. The NBA is probably shitting themselves with the excitement of the fact that the Celtics, one of the biggest brands in the NBA, are going to be in the NBA finals, showcasing either the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Minnesota Timberwolves. And honestly, for the NBA, I think it's better that those two teams make it through instead of the Nuggets, because honestly, the Nuggets are like, oh God, here come the haters. The Nuggets are like this generation Spurs. You know what I mean? Like, let me ask you this. Is anybody loading up 2K and going to the all-time Spurs team and playing with them? Is anyone really like backing down with Tim Duncan and going to the backboard? Nobody's playing with that fucking team. You know what I mean? Like, right. Manu's cool. Parker's cool. Maybe Kawhi's on it. I don't know if he is or not. Tim Duncan, David Robinson. Nobody's playing with that team. Nobody gives a shit about that team. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the Nuggets. Like, I would somebody should put the stat out there on like these teams that are played in this game. How many times people like load up NBA 2K and they pick the Nuggets? Like, and right. That's really not shade. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think really that many people are playing with the Kings either, but it's just one of those things. Like, if we're going to see a finals where the Celtics are going to kind of dance easily to it, at least showcase Oklahoma City Thunder, because they got like a little bit of a big three they're building over there. Chet is awesome to watch play. So yeah, I mean, Celtics in 3, really.